Hey, I'm Mason, and welcome to another dumb video. Have you ever felt sad before? Maybe a loved one died. Maybe your girlfriend left you because you drank too much Mountain Dew and ate too many fun-sized bags of chili cheese flavored Fritos, you pig! If you've ever been, really sad, you'll know that it's sometimes hard to do the things that you need to do. Like take a shower and wash off that Frito dust. Well, have I got the thing for you. Inspirational quotes. They're the quotes that, that inspire. Quotes that give you the power to do the things you need to do. And those are generally good, sometimes. As long as they're not super incredibly cheesy. Now, this was one of the things that I was expecting. I was expecting to have an incredibly cheesy, inspirational quote when I was shown one by a good friend of mine at the lunch table as I was chowing down on a subpar meatball sandwich my school decided was sanitary and nutritious enough to feed children of my age and stature. No. Sadly, no. What I saw, it made me laugh. It made me do a ha-ha and a hee-hee. It made me do a hee-ha. Whoa. Hey there. Future editor here. Hey. Yeah, so I don't know what I was meaning by whenever I said hee-ha. It was really strange. And yeah, it's just don't take that personally. Also, I got a lemon, so that's pretty nice. Alright, so after that comedic effect passed, I uttered 6 words that probably should be quoted by everyone in history. Wait, what the heck was that? Now, the reason I uttered these words was because the quote was quite literally confusing and befuddling. It was strange. Later on in the day, my brain juices started flowing. They started sloshing around a little bit up my dome. Now, I had just left math class, and I kind of wish they would have started flowing just maybe an hour earlier. I'll take what I get as long as they started sloshing around up a little bit. Now, these juices that I produced led me to come up with this crappy idea. Whoa, looks like I made another mistake. No, not much of a mistake as it is more of what was I thinking moment? I don't know what I was meaning by juices that I produced. I can see how that sounds bad and very sus, and I apologize for that. Please forgive me. And hey, look at that, still got that lemon. Now, the idea that I had was, how about I show the 21 people that happened to be high enough to subscribe to me. Why don't I show them some uninspiring, inspirational quotes? It's a great idea. Please do not take that literally. You are all very beautiful people. That's a really nice shirt that you're wearing right now. I'm enjoying it thoroughly. Please do not unsubscribe. You were all very sexy. Alright. We are going to start getting into these really bad, uninspiring, inspirational quotes. And, I wanted to start it off a little bit fun. So I found this wacky one. Just take a look at this. Now, this says for those of you who may or may not be visually impaired and or disabled, making you blind, this reads, "The men who ask for idiots are just as evil as the men who ask for stupidity." Now, personally, for me, this reads as, "The men who ask for stupidity plus men are just as evil as the men who ask for pure stupidity and as stupidity as in it's just there. It's just, you feel stupid even though you're not. It's like an aura surrounding you that's just stupid." Moving on to our next quote, it reads, "Seek what is controversial, not what is accurate. Now, this one has quite a bit to break down. Now, we have the light blue text, which adds a bit of an airy effect, along with a man walking along a beach, well, I would suspect a beach, with mountain ranges in the back. The man is wearing pretty sexy clothes, which makes me kind of enjoy just looking at him visually, but it's not the greatest. Now, the one thing that this quote does remind me of is a certain website, an app, that is known for having a bird as a logo. Some refer to as the Bird app. Yeah, Twitter. Yeah, so please forgive me as I'm about to go on a mediocre, long tangent of sorts about Twitter. As I'm laying in my bed with, recording with a fairly crappy mic. By the way, it is the next day from, yesterday I recorded about the first, 3 minutes, I would say, and I decided that I got tired and I wanted to go to bed. But yeah, so, as the inspirational quote read, seek what is controversial, not what is realistic. Now, I am going to change it just a little bit to be seek what is controversial, not what is real. Because, as we've seen over the past couple of years, that's what Twitter's about. People on Twitter tend to talk about very controversial topics. Generally. Now, there are smaller people that aren't as large and don't consist of as many old politician men and women and Karens and Kyles and such. But those aren't as popular or just as common as the large-scale controversial tweets that people tend to make, particularly politicians. Now, you could potentially give the argument that realistically a lot of things are controversial, and I would agree with that. But at a certain point, things go from being realistic to overly controversial. And also, whenever things are taken out of context, they go from being realistic and slightly controversial, perhaps, to being not very realistic and heavily controversial. And I don't want to go into terrible detail on this, because I do like being able to have a YouTube channel, and I would not like to have that taken away by politicians and boomers, even though I guarantee you none of the 22 or 21 people that subscribe to me would are any politicians or Karens. I mean, there might be a Karen in there, I don't know yet. But, yeah, I don't know, I just feel like I'm just going on now. But, this motivational quote of sorts, inspirational quote, isn't very motivational as it is a relation to the app known as Bird app. Yeah, terribly sorry about that Twitter talk. Yeah, so let's just move away from Twitter and birds and applications, and let's move into our next motivational quote that isn't motivational. Condemned is he that resisteth his grandmother, for he also resisteth himself. And know that no adult yet revered his own butthole, and also benefited from and appreciated it. Now, wow, that's quite a bit to break down here. So what we're seeing here is that now specifically he, but considering this could also be taken in biblical style reading, and where he can be used for both genders or any other gender. Not so anyone that is condemned is so okay. But so let me read here. anyone that resists his grandmother is condemned. Now, we're not told or given what this said person is condemned to or for, or, well, forgiven for, condemned to or where, but we can only suspect it is somewhere not very fun, because resisting grandmothers is it's not great generally. Now, also continue on, it says, for he is condemned, for he also resists himself. Now, I guess this could be used in a sense of where you don't really listen to yourself and you just go along with what other people would want you to do. But I don't know how that would relate to being. So I get. Well, actually, I guess that could work as if, let's say, your grandmother told you, hey, grandson, daughter, etc. Be yourself. Don't conform to society and what they want you to be. And the person went along to be exactly what other people wanted him to be. And now it continues with, and know that no adult yet revered his own butthole and also benefited from and appreciated it. So I guess that if any adult reveres his or hers or anything else's own butthole, they cannot also benefit from and appreciate it for what it really is. And I can only imagine what it means by appreciated it. But I'm gonna let you fill in the blanks. Yeah. Now, even though I do have an extremely small, audience base, I like to think to myself that I know my audience fairly well. And so well, in fact, that I can predict what you are doing at this very moment in time. You're moaning, mate. Yeah. Either out of pleasure or pain. I don't know. I'm not that good. But you're moaning. Not sure why I did an accent there, but yeah, you're moaning. And I'm not entirely sure how to feel about it. It is a bit strange, honestly, and I don't really know why you're doing it. So just knock it off. Just stop that, son. But not only do I know what you're doing at this very moment in time, I also know what the kind of person you are. And I hate to say it, but you are the kind of human who orders other humans to do drugs, either for their health, either recreational, which is never really great for you, or if it's just some Russian developed thing that you just decided to give a little try, because why the heck'll not? I think that's the worst of all of them. But yeah, you're the kind of human that orders other humans, such as me, to do drugs. And I don't know if I'm going to accept your order or not. Well, would you, look at that, take a look at that. It's getting pretty late. It's been a bit of a long day. And for some reason I decided to do all of my recording at night. And I don't really know my thought process behind that, because I'm generally fairly tired in the evenings and ready for bed. But I'm going to leave you off with two more quotes that, I hope that they will, they'll give you some security and also, make you feel a little bit good. So the first first of the last two is kind of based off of me just a little bit, because I've never really been much of a rural person. I don't really care for agriculture or farming or anything of that sort. Mainly, I just mainly because I just find it boring. And for that reason, I always suspect farmers. So, let's say there's a crime has been committed. Yeah, it's the farmer. It's Farmer Brown and Odd Petunia, his wife. It's just easier to blame them and to suspect them of a crime, because you don't really see them much, and if you do, they're usually working, kind of strange. I don't know. I'm just being classist now. So, good stuff, good stuff. So, now we're down to the last one. And this one I am gonna end with, try to make I'm gonna try to make you, help you change your lifestyle a little bit. But not only that, but also to make you feel good about yourself. Because, in case you're not today. So, this quote is, it's quite simple. 4 words, 2 sentences somehow. But it makes me feel, if any, this is the most inspirational and motivational of any quote that we've looked at today. And it says, "Quit evil, make sexy." And, it makes me feel warm inside just a little bit, because I've already quit evil. But the problem I'm facing is, how do I make sexy? Like, it's not like be sexy or like find sex, it's make it. And, that's something that I might have a little bit of trouble doing. I don't know. And whoa, look at that. Charles White Jr. is on screen. Love that man. Love that man a lot. Yeah, well, this is the end of the video. Got a good 16, 17 minutes in of me ranting about Twitter, talking about things, and you got to take a look at this sexy, sexy man. So, thank you for watching the video. I know it probably wasn't the greatest video you've seen of all time, or even just today, but I appreciate you watching it. If you liked it, go ahead and push the thumbs up button. Like the video. It's just a good thing to do. And if you especially liked it, and you wanted to see more content like this, just content from a man like me, subscribe to the channel and help me out, and it'll give you some entertainment. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and don't forget to sub to Cypreme.